Sometimes when your Miata's on jack stands, you need to buy another Miata. Well, that Miata seized its motor. So that means you got to buy a third Miata. And that's how you fix all the problems. You just keep buying more and they eventually solve everything. Yeah, this thing just lost its bumper handle. So, I originally bought this Miata like 2 years ago for a buddy, and he bought it off me immediately, and it was going to be his beginner drift car. It's got knuckles, welded diff, you know, e-brake, and it's a 1.8 4-cylinder, and it only has like 120,000 miles. Well, this one decided it wanted to seize completely with no reason why. No knocking, no nothing. It just seized randomly. So I'm thinking the oil pump took a shit. One quick marketplace search later, and I have a whole entire wrecked Miata for 500 bucks with a good motor. And it has all the AC components too, so that car could probably have air conditioning. And you know it was taken care of because it's an automatic. I'd use taken care of very lightly. So for this weekend's project, we're going to be taking the motor out of this car and putting it in that car while my Miata sits on jack stands and doesn't get touched at all. First things first, I gotta get this turd off the trailer and into the garage where I can take the motor out. And it's gonna be a task because it has zero suspension, no control arms, and a wheel that has no lug nuts holding it on. So it's gonna be fun. But I couldn't film the part where he pulled it off the trailer with the truck because I had to call my dad as he pulled it. So, but it is in the garage and it was a big pain in the ass, but we got it. And I'm gonna start pulling the motor out. Ta-da! Now I just gotta take the hood off, take all the other bits and pieces I want, like the seats. The seats are surprisingly nicer, even though they're covered in glass. Nicer than the ones that are in my car. And it came with a Haynes Miata manual too, that's pretty cool. Is that a Haynes? Yeah, it is. The carpet on my Miata over there is ripped all right there, and this one's actually in really good condition. And then I'm gonna take out a couple pieces and then sell them. And then this thing has an entire AC system in it. It's just disconnected. And I'm gonna take that and put it in my car. Hopefully it works, and then we'll have AC after it charges and everything. So, yeehaw, here we go. I'm gonna go eat something, and then I'm gonna hop on this. So like usual, I got carried away, and now the motor's out. But yeah, I'm not here to mess around. I'm here to get things done. So motor's out of the car, and now I'm gonna get a couple other things off the car, like the sway bar in the front, the diff, because it's a 1.8 diff, it's for sale. I don't know if the axles are gonna be good because it was in a wreck on this side, but we'll see when we get them out. There's the diff brace in the rear, and it's got a cat and a few other small things I'm gonna get out. Like I got the seats, and the carpet ended up being trash because some idiot decided to cut only half the passenger side out. I don't know who did that. I don't know. But I'm going to grab the cluster and a few other things. And then this car is going to the scrapyard. Is that a hood? That's a hood. An automatic. So once again, I got very carried away in this 100-degree heat. And the orange car is now in the garage. The green car is out there in the driveway. I mean, in the yard. Can't remember if I showed you the motor. But the motor's right here. Yeehaw. This one needs to come out. I still need to drain all the fluids and everything, and then unconnect everything, and then it will come out. They're removing the windshield out of that for their car.
Hi, Dave.
Hi.
Thank you for the Miata parts.
Yeet. And yeah, so this motor should be in here. I got to change the intake manifolds because they're different. This car looks like it's running early 1.8 stuff from like an NA. That header's definitely from a 1.8 NA. And I got to change the stuff because I don't know if it's going to work or not, so I'm just going to keep it the same. So let's get going with that. So now I have this motor off out of there. This motor's there. I got to take the auto trans off and the torque converter and flywheel, automatic shit off. Put this plate here onto that motor. And I'm going to rob a few things off of this, like the alternator and maybe the power steering pump and like the sensors, like the cam sensor and the crank sensor. I'm going to pressure wash the engine bay because it is pretty dang gross. Get all this garbage out of there. And wrap up the harness with some heat shrink and stuff because it's kind of tore up. And make it look good. And then slap I got the clutch right here. Put the clutch, it's only got like not even 500 miles on it. Gonna go on that motor and the manual trans, and it's gonna go back in. And that's the plan, I'm sticking to it. So here's where you stand. I'm pulling a few things off this motor, like the alternator and a few other small little things to keep as spares. I gotta pressure wash this motor because it's disgusting. It's gonna oil leak, probably needs the valve cover. And I gotta pull the auto trans off. Now that motor's off the engine stand, I can lift it up, pull this off, throw it in the garbage, or maybe someone might need an auto trans, or just give it to them. And then this will go in there. So it's 11:30 at night. I don't know how much more I'm gonna do. Probably just take that off and then be done for the night. So you'll see me tomorrow, back in the daytime. Distracted, and I was like, oh, let's get rid of the EGR and all that BS. And then I had to bring the welder out over here and kind of just up this thing, you know what I'm talking about. Just glob it up in there so it plugs it off because I don't have a bung. But yeah, that's sealed forever. Still got to pressure wash the motor because it's gross. If you get close to it, you can see grossity, gross. Just disgusting. Same up front here. It's just gross. Don't want any of this looking like that in the car. So, got to fix that and then we'll be back in business. So, I've probably worked on, 10, 15 Miatas in my life. I've never seen one this clean. This is like the clean, look at that. That bolt doesn't even have oil on it. The rear main seal looks like it seeps a little bit. Probably replace it, but it's literally still got the factory RTV on the oil pan. This oil pan's never been off, which is crazy. And I thought this was a BP4W. It's a BP2, I think that says. I don't know, maybe the head's a BP4W, I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyways, this motor's super clean. It's gonna last a long time, and I'm stoked. Fuck automatic transmissions. Got the flywheel on there, got all the bolts finger tight. About to torque it down and then put the clutch on and then put the trans on. And then I'll pressure wash it probably tomorrow when it's light time. Everyone's sleeping. I don't want to start the pressure washer tonight. It's like 12:30, 1 in the morning. It'll wake everybody up and they won't be happy with me. Clutch alignment tools. I don't have one, so I just kind of had to wing it with a socket. It looks pretty dead on. But the flywheel, everything's torqued down, everything's on there. I just gotta go grab the trans. It's just over there in the corner. And then put it on. Dirt bike. For all your help today, so much work you've done. I couldn't have done this without you. Anyways, manual trans is on. My back and feet hurt. I need to go to bed. But tomorrow it's gonna get pressure washed so it looks brand new, along with the engine bay. And then the motor's gonna go in. And I don't see a reason why it can't run tomorrow, so. Probably drive too. Just depends on how much I get done. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll see you tomorrow. Yeet. Welcome to another day of me intensely sweating my ass off. I just pressure washed this thing. And now I gotta wait for it to dry, which shouldn't take long because it's 100 and fuck my ass outside. I pressure washed the motor. I've made sure to squirt tons of water in the throttle body. You know, everything's water cooled, right? Should be fine. After it dries, I'm gonna put the motor in the car, and it's just hooking everything up at that point. And then yeah, so here we go. See you guys when this stuff dries. Yeah, this is what it looks like after it's pedal. It's still kind of dirty. I missed a spot over here. It's got some gunk in it. I couldn't get the pressure washer in there because the gun of it is like 10 feet long. It's annoying, but the motor looks pretty dang good. I got to paint the valve cover and do a couple other little things to make it look better. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty clean. The front cover's all nice and not gunked up. I cleaned the transmission over here too, so it's looking pretty good. And yeah, so gonna go in later once the floor is wet because I don't want to be crawling around on the wet floor. That's annoying. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit. Time to put the motor in. Oh, with the help of a friend, was able to get the motor in. Just gotta get the PPF on and everything else, and then this thing's almost done. So here we go. So I've been working pretty hard. I'm gonna rewrap the wiring harness because I don't like the way any of this looks. It just looks bad. And then I'll make it where you can't see the wires. I got the fuel hooked up, the starter, the alternator, slave cylinders on. I need to get the downpipe on right here. It's just right there. I need to get that hooked up. There's a ground I need to hook up over there. And once I do that, then it's ready to fire up for the first time and run for a few seconds. Well, I broke 2 out of 3 of those off, so I gotta swap headers. This one has this weird cast log looking one, and this is the old school 1.8 out of like an NA header. I'll take that one off, put it on there, and then we should be good to go. Hopefully it fits. A bunch of annoying seconds later, I got that header off and on here, and guess what? I broke a stud right there. Awesome, fantastic, amazing, I love it. Anyway, it's good, it's tight on there. I don't think that one in the middle will really cause an issue. It's got 2. We'll figure it out when we get there. So yeah, I'm gonna eat something. I'm gonna come back and tidy up that wiring harness, put the mid pipe on now that the bolts aren't all sheared off down there, and then connect the exhaust the rest of the way and see if she'll fire up. So let's get it. All right, now I got all the exhaust on, the whole tube thing's on there. I gotta do the wiring harness, and then I'm pretty sure I can test fire it. And we'll see how that goes. So I'll be back to you guys in a minute when I do that. So I got everything all tidied up in here. I gotta put a zip tie up here to keep this up there. But after that, it's just, you know, all the accessories are on, everything. Radiator. Dog? What's up, dog? Dog. Condenser, radiator, intake, and then oil change and trans fluid, and it's ready to drive. But we're about to start it for the first time, so let's see how that goes. All right, you know. All right, here we go. Clutch in. Oh, the battery's dead. Let's keep trying. Yes. Yeah. Oh, it probably won't run for very long because the MAF isn't plugged in. Oh, hell yeah. There it is. Doesn't even smoke at all. Oh, that was great. Without the MAF. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go. Woo! Well, there you all have it. Revival in a weekend. So, recap. Buy 3 Miatas so you can fix your second one. So you have one to screw with while your main one's on jack stands. And once you do all that, you'll have 2-ish Miatas that run. So, yeah, let's take away from this. It's hot. Got a lot done. And in the next part, this is going to be kind of a series. Next part, I'm probably going to be painting the car, putting the kit on it, and giving it new wheels to make it look way better. And then I'm probably going to sell it because I don't need 2 Miatas. I already got L40 over here, and I have my brother's car over there, the red one, and my dad's drift car. So I don't need all these cars to be working on. So this car is probably going to be for sale in the near future, and probably for a decent price for having AC power steering and a fresh paint job, nice wheels. So look out for that. I'll make a post about it and show everybody. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Mm-hmm.